It's the middle of the day, and as scientists say, in our modern society, our attention span is decreasing. So from 20 minutes to 3 minutes, but it's not applicable for the next lecture, which will be about creating success on Twitch and how to release the full potential of your game using that communication channel. So please welcome the guy who survived last Game Lynch, ex-wrestler and the creator of Twitch, Jon Carnage. Applause.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. That's funny. The fog machine. Hey, what's going on? Nice to be here. I'm excited to be here. It's an honor to be sharing this story with all of you amazing people. Yes, I did survive the Game Lynch. Hopefully, I'll survive it again. So, Twitch, thank you. Thank you for having me. Moscow. Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to talk about dev success on Twitch. And that can mean a lot of different things. So, before I get into all of that, let's talk about Twitch real quick for anybody who doesn't know. This is Twitch 101. I wanted to put Twitch Vault 101 to make a Fallout 4 reference, but that joke didn't go too well. So, Twitch, if you don't know, has 100 million plus unique viewers per month, and we have nearly 2 million broadcasters per month as well. So Twitch is pretty big, and it means a lot to a lot of people. Now that Twitch is so big that people are starting to understand it, there's a lot of communities that live within Twitch. Devs are a part of Twitch. Major media are a part of Twitch. All of these cool things I will get into, and with a little bit more detail. So, again, shows you how big Twitch is. I mean, the only thing that actually has a real parallel to the live streaming service that we have is WWE. WWE has a lot of parallels with Twitch. So whenever we're at meetings and stuff, we start talking about Twitch and how we have influencers and broadcasters and characters and stuff. It always comes back to WWE. WWE's been around for 30 plus years. They're masters of what they do. So it's no surprise that their streaming service is the only one that actually goes against ours. So, hello Moscow, I'm Jon Carnage. My real name is John Joyce, but I'm better known as Jon Carnage. Way before I started doing online streaming, I was working in major media. I used to work for Fox News, and I used to work for CBS News. And I learned a lot of things from working in traditional TV. And before I started bleeding purple, I bled red. I bled green. I still bleed red. I bled green. And what does that mean? I don't know if you guys have seen this little thing, the face on Twitch, the little robot. I kind of had something to do with bringing that to Twitch. And so 7 years ago, I started live streaming on a very small platform called Justin TV. And I did something that was completely different than what everybody else was doing. I was playing video games. And I was hanging out with a community of people who wanted to watch me play video games. It was a crazy idea. A lot of things people didn't understand. Of course, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really special. And the only thing I really wanted to get out of it was making people laugh and feel comfortable. And so this is what Twitch used to look like very, very, very long time ago. You can see by the gray up there, you can see it's a much different landscape now. But back then, and this is a pretty old picture, I had like 3,000 people watching me. And maybe now that's not a big number for comparing against League of Legends or Lyric, who has 30,000 concurrent. But back then, that was a big deal. So I'm really, really proud to say that I came from this being a streamer on Twitch, doing a bunch of really cool things, to being hired by Twitch. And that shows you what Twitch is all about. Twitch is about community. Twitch is about understanding, like, hey, John, how did you do that? And so Twitch took a big chance with me, and I think that it's paid off a lot. And so I worked on Destructoid. Now I work on /Twitch. Both of those channels, with help of others, of course, have broken over 100 million views and billions of minutes watched. So that's a lot of views. So you might be asking yourself, what does John do for Twitch? So right now, currently, I'm working on E3. But sometimes I get to do comedy shows. Last year's comedy show that I did was called the Pre-Pre-Show, and I don't know if anybody saw it, but I was jumping through tables and acting crazy. That had 31 million minutes watched, 2.9 million total views, 1.3 million unique views, and 230,000 concurrent. So it shows you being different works, because it was the complete opposite of everything that E3 was. E3 is a very clean and proper story. We can't get crazy during E3. So I'm working on E3 this year, currently, right now. These are E3's last year's numbers. Look at that. In 1 week, we almost had 1 billion minutes watched. That's crazy, in 1 week. We call it E3 week now, because E3 is now more than just 3 days or 4 days. It's 5 days. A lot of content in that. These numbers are absolutely massive. This is the kind of stuff that I help pull together with a bunch of other people in a team called Twitch Studios. So I help E3 happen, I help PAX happen, and then I help original content and original things happen on Twitch, so Twitch Originals. So, enough of that. What are devs like you guys, or even bigger than you guys, doing on Twitch? Developers now realize audience reach and content potential on Twitch. It took a long time for people to wrap their head around, what do I do on Twitch? Do I just go live? Yes. Do I just make a show? Yes. I'm saying yes to all of that stuff. But for me, it came natural because I came from a world of TV. So when you come from TV, I guess, for myself, and you go into internet storytelling, it was just so natural to be like, yeah, you just do this, it will work. And now, fast forward 7 years later, it's taken some time, people are finally starting to get it. And it actually all started with a lot of indie developers first. So some of this right here is creating original content, right? Engaging with Twitch broadcasters, right? This is actually really cool. So some studios have gotten so into Twitch that they don't want to broadcast themselves too often, so they hire Twitch partners to become full-time employees of the company to stream full-time. And that is really, really, really cool stuff. It's almost like being a community manager slash Twitch channel manager, social media manager, because this is like directly talking to your audience, your core audience that will be a part of it. And then gathering feedback, right? That is a huge, huge thing on Twitch. So these shows that are happening on us are your chance to get instant information from your community on your game. Doesn't have to be the biggest game in the world. That's definitely what I want to get through to you guys is not everything is AAA. That's the slide that you guys saw. And then some folks are creating tournaments on us. And so I don't know if you guys have heard of like the smash sleeper hit PlayerUnknown's Battleground, but that game came out of nowhere. Not really, but that game on us is taking over. There's something about what that developer has been doing right for all the other games that he's been working on. And they just did a really, really awesome tournament, but it wasn't just like your traditional tournament. It was a charity tournament. So they got like 30 broadcasters to join them and do something really cool. So that's some of the stuff that they've been doing. And so last year, I spoke mostly about AAA. That's okay. I wanted to get a point across, but that's not, at least that's not you guys yet. One day I expect everybody in here to be the biggest AAA audience in the world. You're already the AAA in my heart, but you guys, I didn't want to focus too much on AAA this year. These were all really big things that happened on Twitch last year. The two, Battlefield 1 and Destiny, those two streams that those guys did were some of the biggest streams to happen on Twitch last year. But let's not talk about that. Let's not get into that because you know, it's easy for Destiny to come out and be like, hey, we're going to do a game reveal or a character reveal or level reveal or expansion reveal and get massive concurrence, right? That's a no-brainer. Like, EA goes live with Battlefield 1. Of course, they're going to have 300,000 people watch that. Destiny's going to get the same. So would Mass Effect. So this year, it's about you, or what you want to be, what I'd like to see you guys do. So this year, indies are going to rock, all right? Songbringer. This guy is awesome. This guy has such a great story. See, Nate has been streaming game and music development on Twitch for a really long time. And his game is not, I mean, look, 16-bit-ish, 32, whatever the bit is, it has that authentic indie vibe look. And he's doing so much cool stuff. He joined Twitch to take advantage of the interactive audience, right? He's created community-driven programming with reveals. So when he goes live, sometime he will show cool stuff, new things that he's been working on. And then other times, he will actually take advice from the Twitch audience and fix levels or name something after a meme or something in his chat. Yeah, that happens a lot. Indie developers who are on us usually get this idea of going live on Twitch with the hopes of maybe getting inspired by the Twitch chat. But more and more, they absolutely 100% do. Nate has been doing this for a while. He's been doing it for a long time. I think he does it consistently, or whatever consistently is for him. He is a solo developer. And he's doing really, really, really cool stuff. This is what his channel looks like. So there's the programming tools. Again, I'm just a creative. I don't know what I'm looking at when he starts making these tools. I don't know what it is. But that's his channel. That's what he's showing off. And he also makes music. So not only does he show game development, he also shows music development. And Nate in himself is a pretty outstanding character. He gave up, he worked on a bunch of titles, stopped making games, became a waiter for 10 years, and then lived on a boat for 3 years too. So all of that stuff, you start figuring out and learning from him just talking and making a game at the same time. He's actually a fascinating human being, so it's no wonder that his game is a reflection of himself, and he's a real cool character to watch. So, Choice Chamber. I don't know if you amazing people have heard of this game, but this is a game that is absolutely unique within itself. This amazing developer built Twitch integration into Choice Chamber, meaning that whenever a broadcaster is playing, the chat can either help them or not help them. And that can create a whole bunch of different wild, unique experiences. Meaning, if you need the chat to come in and give you life, it can, or the chat can come in and give you like a hell of a time and not help you at all. So, levels and bosses are affected by Twitch's API. And again, this is really important stuff, but fans and community want a feeling and connection with the broadcasters they love. So, by adding this into their game, not only did Choice Chamber become like a really cool thing for themselves by doing this, but adding integration made the broadcasters that they're working with a whole new level of interaction that hasn't actually been replicated too well since. And so this is a video. He's going to help me out because the technology I brought was too much. And so he's going to show this. I want you guys to check it out. It's actually really fun.
I got a sword, yes, yes, I can use the sword, and, oh, not the pogo, oh God, I hate the pogo, and that's the game, ladies and gentlemen, you killed me, oh, Gizmo, summon the Gizmo, what is that, everybody type Gizmo now, I don't know what that is, but do it, 20, 36, 42, you don't got much time, keep it going, yes, yes, oh, I get a little bunny, I got a bunny!
Type in a number from 0 to 10. Type it in right now in the chat. Let's build a beautiful bridge together. Excellent. Good. Keep it. Oh, all right. Hold on. Aha. Beautiful bridge, everybody. Thank you so much.
Put the fist in the chat now. Fast seek fist, do it now. Fist this guy. Here comes the fist. Oh, that is so awesome.
There you go. Wild stuff, right? The game's not super crazy. It's not like a massive AAA title, but yet their ideas that they brought, the uniqueness of their title, Choice Chamber, really made for something special, right? It made for a unique experience pretty much every time. Depends on what happens in that chat room. Some of those people that you saw were some of our biggest broadcasters. It's okay, don't worry about numbers and big and all that stuff. This isn't a talk about that. This is a talk about getting your game across to other people through game development, right? And that's one of the most magical ways to do it, is to make dope stuff happen. Zeke was the guy at the end who fisted the boss. And that's awesome, right? And you see how excited they are. That game we use quite often at events. So we do a PJ Sultan, and we have Twitch chat play that game with us live on stage a bunch of times. So it's a very, very, very cool experience that is very unique every single time. And that's just using the chat and the API that we have. So PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, right? I had to talk about this because this game, this developer, you know, Brendan, he's been a modder for a while, right? This guy, everything he's touched has just worked. He started out as a modder for DayZ, then got hired by H1Z1. And every single time he's been making games, he's been perfecting his craft up until the point that he now has his own game. So I don't know if any of you out there are modders for other titles, but this could inspire you if you're just getting into this world and you don't know where to start, but you have a passion for it. You never know by making just stages for other games where that can lead you. He absolutely has a gift. I would say at this point he's been proven 3 times to just know exactly what he's doing. And now this game is just a smash hit on us. Has a lot of elements of survival. A lot of his games are almost step and repeat with enhancements, doing it better every single time, which is a good thing, right? Every time a sequel or something comes out, we always want it to be better than the first one. That doesn't always happen, but in the case of Brendan, yes, it's happened. He keeps nailing it. So obviously he's taking feedback from wherever he's getting feedback from. It can be from Twitch, it can be from forums, it can be from YouTube, wherever that's coming from, this guy's listening, and that's a refreshing thing. Let's see what else. So, like I mentioned before, they did a charity on us, which raised a bunch of money and had great success, and it was for a good cause. At the same time, they were able to manage this one, like, it's like this weird thing that's like the singularity effect, right? They're trying to have multiple broadcasters across multiple channels stream their own experiences over here, across all these channels over here, but having one major experience over here. A lot of the times in the past, people thought that, you know, a lot of this needs to just happen in one spot and you need to control it. But as we started to grow and learn this world a little bit better, we've started to understand that our broadcasters, our favorite broadcasters, we want to see their experience over here, but it's okay to have one single story over here. So across multiple channels, 30+ people were streaming their experiences happening on, and then seamlessly going into one major channel. I know that can sound a little confusing, because it is, but they get it. And so that's like one of their biggest successes. They understand how to take all of these puzzle pieces and make it matter in one. So, you guys are part of an ecosystem. You're not by yourselves. And that's what I was getting at. Is there's a lot of pieces everywhere. There's a lot of puzzles. You might think that you're over here. You might think that you're over here. It doesn't matter where you guys are. It doesn't matter the size of your game. It doesn't matter the size of your community or your channel. It doesn't matter at all. You are still part of us. So this is pretty old, this slide. Games change. That's okay. We expect that to happen. We want that to happen. Although World of Tanks is still doing great things, and all these games are actually still very popular on us, but we need to add more games into that. So what you're looking at, I just wanted to get a point across, is you, game developers, are a part of this massive universe that's continuously changing and growing and shifting and moving, and you guys are 100% a part of that. So this is something I wanted to show you, amazing people, is that this right here, this chat itself, is something that you can look at as a single living organism, like the Twitch chat by itself, or you can look at it as a planet with a bunch of organisms in it. So what does that mean to you as a game developer? Right? We saw Choice Chamber, and we saw how that can work. What does this mean to you? Right? What can you do with this? Do you look at it as, wow, the chat, the Twitch chat is a single identity, and I just want to focus on that, so whenever people in the chat together come up with something for the game to do, we'll do it? Or do you say, we want it to be chaotic, and I want every single name in there to matter because everybody is an independent cell in this massive universe? It can be a really amazing journey for you guys. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning. I don't make this stuff. You guys do. I am one creative, but my creative is different. I am a silly, wacky comedian who can do a bunch of wild, funny stuff. But Twitch needs you guys. We need you guys to take what you do and help me make what I do better. Without you guys making awesome developer content for us, what would Twitch be, right? We don't need AAA all the time. We need small developers. We need people just starting out. We need the in-between. It can't always be big, and which is why it's really fun to talk to you guys in an intimate setting like this, because what does this look like to you? You guys have a different mind than me. So I want you to see the chat and go, I see something, I don't even see it as a single cell. I don't see it as an ecosystem, I see it as something else. And that's really what I'm trying to get across to you, is what would you do with this to make your game bigger, better, badder, whatever. You guys have the tools and the knowledge on how to do that. I just play your stuff. I just have a good time doing that. So, I wanted to show you guys what this is right here. Is you probably have been to Twitch before and you see all the games on the front page and you go, whoa, how do I get my game there? This is not the top games. I went pages and pages and pages down because it doesn't matter about having a top game. Again, I want to get that point across. We're all different sizes, and sizes don't always matter. But you want your game on that list. You at least want to see yourself somewhere on there. And some of these games, they've been around a really, really, really long time. And some of these games I don't even know. Mugen is actually still being played. And Last of Us, and Pokemon, and all this other great stuff. So how do you guys, just starting out, get onto that list? Well, in a world of millions, how does a new dev stand out? And the reason I put Batman and Superman is they're complete opposites of each other. The reason that Batman actually became the Batman we all know and love is because he's a total opposite of Superman. Batman can't fly. Batman can die. Batman doesn't have superhuman strength. He's just a regular guy, right? But Superman, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He's in the daytime, he's having a good time, he's flying around, but Batman's dark and depressing. But that is why it worked. See, back then, everybody kept copying Superman. Everybody wanted to be Superman. And Bob Kane knew the only way to really get my character big was to be a complete and total opposite. We can't all be Superman. Not because we can't all be Superman, but because if we're all Superman, how do you stand out? And that's why these parallels are so important to look at. When you're creating content on your channel, when you're creating your own game, let's get deeper than that. Do you really all want to be Minecraft? Do you really all want to be the same thing? So it's really important to look at your fundamentals and realize, how did some of these other developers do it? Well, they found out their similarities, but they also found out their opposites. And then their opposites actually became their strengths. So that's how this stuff gets big, right? So success requires that we step outside the normal routines. Absolutely. If everyone is going left, how am I going to get noticed if I go left too? You have to go right. If everyone is thinking outside the box, then go inside the box. That's what I always tell people. People go, John, your ideas are outside the box. I go, no, because everybody's already out there. I'm inside the box where there's air conditioning. I hate being outside. So I'm just always inside the box now because everyone was told to think outside the box. I gotta talk about this because I haven't seen this happen in a long time. One Punch Club is a perfect example of thinking outside the box. Again, well, I think inside the box, but it's a game that was unlocked by Twitch chat. Why hasn't that happened again? I want more of that awesome stuff. And it was a massive success for that reason. Twitch will always have a healthy respect for our mad scientists, inventors. We will always respect the people that are trying different things, man. It's really important to keep trying. Because look, Twitch plays Pokemon. When that first came out, of course, we were all like, what is this? This is amazing. We totally respected it. It was a huge hit on Twitch. It was a huge hit on the internet. That was a crazy idea, and it worked. You have to take chances, right? And that just comes with game development as well. Even into your Twitch channel, you have to take a chance. No one's asking you to break our TOSs, right? Our terms of service. No one's saying go too far. But there is something that can be said about going to that razor's edge and taking a chance and trying to get noticed, because you are now part of a world that is massive. It is a massive universe now. And if you want to have a channel that has a lot of buzz and people watching and all this other stuff, then you're going to have to do some other things that are totally different than what other people are doing. And how do you do that? Watch Twitch. Watch channels, watch broadcasters, watch this stuff. A lot of things on Twitch now are starting to look the same. So people that are coming out and doing the complete opposite, they're starting to get noticed. Don't let people tell you you can't do that. Because when I first started streaming on Twitch or Justin TV 7 years ago, I was told every single day, John, you can't do that. No one's gonna watch. Man, who cares about you watching or playing video games? Who's gonna watch you play video games? And I was like, I think a lot of people might, because we're just having a lot of fun. I was literally streaming 8 hours a day, every single day, very long time ago, so I can get enough money to buy a burrito. That was my whole thing, is like, if I can make enough money to at least buy a $5 burrito, then I made it. So it was a very small goal, but it worked out. It worked out. So Twitch has a home for dev programming. It's not an unheard of thing. So it's not like you guys can go live and be like, oh, I don't know where my channel goes, I'm just gonna put it into gaming. But no, there's game development now. So you guys can actually stream and then have a community of your development. There you go. I don't make games again. I just watch people play video games. But you guys don't feel like you're an isolated thing anymore. Twitch does understand that developers want to develop games on Twitch and share that entire experience. That entire experience can be from the ground up. It can be where you are now. It can be a lot of different things. It would be fascinating to see how do you make Twitch chat API interactive? I don't know. I mean, could there be challenges that you guys can set for yourselves? I want to make a game in 24 hours on this chat, or 8 hours or 1 hour or something like that. This is the place to do it, and we want you guys to do it. That's why we created this thing for you guys. Twitch is creative. We have a whole creative section now. Again, it's not just gaming anymore. It's a whole world of stuff that happens on us. You could see these people playing music on us, and there's Bob Ross down in the corner. Little old Bob still painting after all these years on us. There's Monster Cat, which is a very popular music label in America, and they actually just stream 24/7 their original music on us. So it's a really amazing universe there. They have a lot of stuff to share with us. Pottery. This is actually a really good slide because it actually shows at the bottom food network where people are cooking. You can cook on us too. It's part of the creative branch. And then there's also eating on us as well. Twitch is community viewing. A lot of what is going on Twitch is people watching stuff together. Obviously, the big part of Twitch is people watching gameplay happening on us. But like I've been showing you, it's not just all about gameplay. It's also about watching movies and stuff together. Recently, this year, we had a pretty big hit with the Power Rangers marathon. We actually streamed every single episode of the Power Rangers. We did it, and we got permission for it, and it was a big hit. That's just one of the things that I took a picture of 34,000 people continuously watching a Power Ranger marathon from the beginning until their current season. A lot of people don't know this, but Power Rangers never stopped. It kept going. Still very, very, very popular. Before this, we've had several different other community viewings together. Some of those have been the Bob Ross stuff. Julia Childs was these are all American things that are very popular. Right now, there's Mr. Rogers, which is going on us right now as well. We actually show some Amazon Prime pilots on this channel as well. Shows you just how much stuff is actually there. So Twitch is also random awesomeness. This is really, really weird stuff that happens on us, but this was actually pretty awesome to see. There was way more than 7,000 people at this point. There was 2 Google Homes talking to each other, and they got into like a weird existential conversation about life. They were just literally talking to each other. And at one point, I remember there being thousands and thousands of people. More random awesomeness. There is, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is Mugen. And what this is a bunch of characters with no limits can actually fight each other. As you can see, it's one of the Final Fantasy characters fighting something from the Lion King. It looks like the Hulk or like some Incredible Hulk fighting Mike Tyson. It's a weird world of awesome randomness that happens in Salty Bets. This is what Salty Bets looks like on his official site. And Salty Bets is something very, very interesting and very cool. They use fake currency to bet within the Twitch world on their channel. For a long time, not anymore, but for a long time, years ago, this was the hottest thing. This was like the thing everybody was talking about before Twitch plays Pokemon. So right here, even more random awesomeness, I like to show this one, is that Fish plays Pokemon. They put sensors in over the fish tank, and wherever the fish swam to, it made the character move. Again, using developers like yourselves to make crazy stuff like this happen. And so, even though this game sucked, right, what would have happened if Twitch chat would have been a part of it? That would have created a whole new unique experience that I think would have taken some of the edge off of that game. So they just, what did they do? They just came out with a random thing. So many people were hyped for it. They were talking about like limitless stuff that was randomness. Twitch chat could have been that answer. It absolutely 100% could. Still can be. So what should you start doing? All right? Embrace the Twitch community. Be a part of it. Don't be scared of it. Think about your long-term strategy, right? Think about your short-term strategy too. Don't be scared of that either. Network with other streamers, right? Get in that world and start talking and being a part of it, no matter how big or how small the channel is. And determine what content works for you. And so the biggest thing is to stop thinking about it. As you guys keep thinking about it, and that can also be said about your game design, you'll just keep thinking about it. So even if you fail, and I don't believe there's any such thing as a failure if you tried, then you will be more successful than if you just kept thinking about it. Stop thinking, start doing, right? And I want to say thank you, DevGam, for having me here. I'm Jon Carnage. It's been my pleasure. I think we might have some questions.
For sure.
For sure. I'm really strong, so every time I push down on this, it went to the other slide. My apologies.
And don't forget the stuff to throw.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I've been told I have weapons here. There's nothing sharp on it. I'm really bad at this. That's why I play video games. So, okay. Ask me a question.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, John.
Hey. Oh, I want to tell you guys, I'm not a technical guy. I'm just a creative, by the way. So you start asking me questions about engineering, I'm going to have no answer for you.
It's a simple question. Thank you.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you for amazing presentation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Kappa.
Kappa forever.
So the question is, this year, Twitch starts selling the game from Amazon itself.
Right.
So can you share some information about, to the audience about how they can start selling their games on Twitch?
Yeah, so that's like something that goes through the partnerships department, right? And I think that you have to be aligned with that first. I'm not on the partnerships team. Yeah, but you're right. So you can have an opportunity to sell the game through the comments on us and get a bit of that money for selling the game within your channel. It's a very interesting, still very new experience. I don't have a lot of data on that yet. So yeah, you have to look that up. Again, I'm just a creative. That's a technical question for our partnerships team.
Sorry.
No, man, it's cool. But here, I'll throw this at you anyways. It hit the, wow, that was cool, man. That hit the mic.
Thanks for the presentation.
Thank you.
So you said we should think about long-term strategy on the working with Twitch community. So give us a hint, because well, due to your position, you might give us a hint on the Twitch strategy on providing tools for the developers. For now, those tools are very early, sometimes buggy, and the reason that we are using, for example, Twitch chat as the main way to interact with the audience through some gaming APIs is just because that's the most reliable tool for now.
Right.
And what does Twitch want to provide us later on as tools for developers?
I would say everything.
Next year, maybe.
Yeah. Well, who knows what the timeline is for that stuff, right? Twitch is super, well, remember, Twitch is huge, right? So there's a lot of things that we need to focus on, but 100% that they're totally focused on giving you the right tools. But what are those tools, right? What do you guys need? So there needs to be communication between not just you, but other developers to tell us what would make it better, what would make it right. And I think there's still very much in the exploratory function of that, of refining that and making that right for you guys. And it's probably going to change. You know, the minute we come out with all the right stuff for you guys, the Twitch world, the universe is turned into something else, and you know, it's constantly growing.
So it's all early boiling right now.
It's boiling up, man. It's getting ready. It's cooking up for you, man. It's cooking up. Here, let me throw this at you real quick. Watch, don't hide. What is going on? That hit them in the face. Why did you give me a frisbee, not a ball? A ball would just go straight to him. A frisbee's gonna fly all over the place.
Hey,
hey, what's up?
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
It was super great. So, the thing is that previous year YouTube Gaming made an API for the streaming on the mobile, just to stream the mobile games. Are there any plans with the Twitch to make such a thing possible?
I mean, probably. I don't know anymore. You're asking me developer questions, but that's great. I can't speak for that. I don't know for sure if that's in the pipeline. I just assume whenever I go to Twitch, all of that stuff is somewhere. Who knows where or when, but it's all there.
Okay, thank you.
You'll get the Twitch that you want. You'll get the Twitch you want.
Okay.
A Twitch in your pocket. Oh yeah, you want a cat? Here, watch out.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm like Gambit.
Hi, John.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I know you have a deep voice. You're very powerful.
I dream about...
about me?
No, about
no.
you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little.
Okay.
About being a streamer.
You do?
Yeah, I'd really
Why?
like to do it.
Really? That's awesome.
But I'm afraid of it.
You are?
It's because of my strong Russian accent.
Don't be scared of that.
And how can you inspire me to be...
You see how much charm you have right now?
No, I
right?
don't. No, I don't.
You see you're making everybody laugh with me? It's contagious. So don't be scared. See, what I was talking about is the parallels between, you know, Superman and Batman.
Yeah, I see.
If you were to stream on us, right, why you would take off is because you're totally different than everyone else. So many people are doing the same thing on us, right? You have an accent, celebrate that accent, you would stand out, you'd be different. There you go.
So my accent is my opportunity, yes?
It could be. I mean, it can, but also your charm, all right? I mean,
in my blazer.
In your blazer. Be the blazer man on us.
Okay,
Not enough people wear blazers.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, totally. Here, you ready? Yeah. I wonder if this one's going to work. Hadouken! It did! Whoa! I only have one more. What's up, man?
Thanks for your speech.
Oh, thank you.
So the question is really lame, so I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a lame question.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
no, it's a good
actually,
question.
Well, I'm the indie developer and want to start to stream my game on Twitch.
Thank you.
I'm okay, like with YouTube, the way how to send like invites to streamers. Does the same strategy work for Twitch, or you would propose something more interesting, like starting your game developer channel? So, like for a total noob, what to do to start doing Twitch?
So, honestly, it's really simple. Just start. Like, just do it. From where I come from and where you might be in streaming, I've been streaming for a very long time, and even before that, like I mentioned, I was in media and entertainment before. So for me, again, like I was saying, just start it. Meaning that if I know what to do when I go live, but you don't. I could tell you everything to do, and no matter how many things I tell you, no matter how many times I tell you, it's just information. You're not learning anything. Just go live. Because when you start going live once a month, once every 2 months, whatever you can actually do, then you start learning on what works for your channel. I could tell you everything that's going to happen. I could literally sit with you and explain to you how to get to 100 million views. But unless you do it, it doesn't matter. So going live is really important. Whatever that means for you. Even if it's 2 times a year, you've learned more than thinking about going live no times a year. It's the same thing that can be said for anything. Unless you try it, you're not actually doing it. You can't keep thinking about a great idea, because it's not actually a great idea unless you try your great idea. So you have to just go live. Okay. That's the very first, very noob entry thing. Even if you make mistakes with audio and video and the stream stops every 5 minutes, you learned more doing that than asking me how to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, totally, man. Here you go. Watch out. And that one didn't work either. Frisbees. I suck, I know. Hey, what's up?
Hi there. Thanks for your presentation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming.
I have a question. If we don't want to, we're making a game and we don't want to stream ourselves and we'd rather have somebody who's doing it regularly do it, what's the best way to reach out to them? Like, how do people discover games to stream?
So yeah, literally, it's reach out to them. Hit them up if you see somebody that you like, whether it's on Twitter or you guys are in their chat and you tell them, hey man, I'm an indie developer who might be too shy to get on camera. You'll find our community is incredibly friendly, especially to indie developers, because we all like the underdog. And I'm not saying that in a negative sense, is that we all like people are just starting out that are passionate about something. We all feel that. We're all very passionate ourselves to see someone like yourself grow. So it's really simple. Just get in that chat and literally ask them in their chat. Of course, you might want to show them the game that you're working on if there's a website, not, developmental stuff. But you can actually make a really strong connection with them in their own channel, in their chat. And you can also do Twitter. That's how a lot of people connect with them as well. You just have to do it. You might not have anybody get back to you for a really long time. That's part of it. It's okay to be denied, totally. For years, it took about a year and plus months for me to get games from developers. This is a different conversation, but I struggled for a long time to meet developers like yourself who'd be willing to give me anything. Now it's commonplace. Now everybody wants to give a game to somebody on Twitch, but I couldn't. I would beg people. And at the time, I was getting 250,000 views an episode. That's a lot of views, and in 4 hours. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it from anyone. So now, if you reach out to someone, they'll probably just be excited to talk to you and see what they can do with you. So yeah, hit them up.
Okay, we'll do that. Thanks.
Yeah, totally. My pleasure. All right.
All right. Seems like that's it, right?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you guys for joining me. That was fun.
So we are going to the small lunch break and see you in approximately 2 hours to speak about more cases and learn more stories. See you.